UFC Fight Night Abu Dhabi, Sandhagen versus Nurmagomedov is this weekend. So I'm going to go through every single fight on the card, give my prediction, give my breakdown for who I think is going to win each and every fight and how. Starting with the very first fight on the card, Sedriques Dumas versus Denis Tiuliulin. This fight was booked on short notice at a card not too long ago. I can't remember which card it was, but they threw it together on short notice, and eventually that fell apart, and now it's rebooked. So I'm going to take Sedriques Dumas because Denis Tiuliulin is terrible. He is so garbage. I think Sedriques Dumas is better everywhere. I think he's a better striker. I think he's a better grappler, wrestler. Doesn't matter. I think Sedriques Dumas is just better than Denis Tiuliulin. And if he loses to Denis Tiuliulin, I think he needs to be cut from the sport, genuinely. So I'm going to take Sedriques Dumas. I'm going to say he gets this one done by round 1 submission over Denis Tiuliulin. Moving up, we got Herbert versus Rolando Bedoya. Ooh, this is interesting. No odds. I wonder what the odds are. I would imagine Herbert. This is probably close in odds. I'm going to take Herbert, though. I'm going to trust in the experience of Herbert over Rolando Bedoya. He's fought higher level competition. You know, he's been in there with Ilia Topuria and even had a big moment against Ilia Topuria where he knocked him down with a head kick. He's fought to a draw with Ludovic Klein. I like that a lot. I think Ludovic Klein is very good. And Rolando Bedoya is coming off 2 losses to Chaos Williams and who's the other one? Song Kanan. So I'm just going to trust in the experience of Herbert. He might be an underdog. I'm not sure, but I'm going to take Herbert to get this one done by decision over Rolando Bedoya. Next up, what is this? Viktoriia Dudakova versus Sam Hughes. I'm gonna take Viktoriia Dudakova over Sam Hughes because Sam Hughes is 8-6 and Viktoriia Dudakova is 8-0. So yeah, I'm just gonna take the 8-0 woman, Viktoriia Dudakova. You know, I'm just gonna trust in the record. I don't know anything about either of them, if I'm being completely honest. Don't really care to know anything else. I'll take Viktoriia Dudakova. Moving up, Guram Kutateladze versus Jordan Vucenic. I can't click on this one for whatever reason. Jordan Vucenic is a Cage Warriors guy coming in on short notice, making his UFC debut against Guram. He's a big submission guy. He gets a lot of submissions. He is very talented, but I don't like the fact that he's coming in on short notice, and Guram isn't like a bottom-of-the-barrel fighter. He's pretty talented, so I don't like coming in on short notice for your UFC debut against a guy like Guram. I'm just going to trust in Guram to get this one done. I'm going to trust that he's able to stuff the takedowns of Jordan Vucenic, keep this fight standing, and outstrike Jordan Vucenic. I'm going to say he gets it done by decision in that one. Moving up, we got the blob, Shamil Gaziev. He's back, and he's fighting another blob, Dontel Mays. Big step down in competition. Big step down. I would have to imagine Shamil Gaziev is a big favorite, and I am going to take him because Shamil Gaziev, as much as we make fun of him, right? We call him the blob, whatever. He is fat and he has no cardio. He quit to cardiac arrest in his last fight against Jairzinho Rozenstruik. He quit to a heart attack. He tapped to a 5th round. But he is talented. The issue is he's fat and doesn't have cardio. And lucky for him, he's fighting another guy who's fat and doesn't have cardio. So I'm going to trust in the skills of Shamil Gaziev. I think he's a more skilled fighter everywhere than Dontel Mays, who does have decent power in his hands, but other than that, he's got nothing. So I think Shamil Gaziev is a more talented fighter. The only issue is his cardio, and that won't be an issue because 1, it's a 3-round fight, and 2, Dontel Mays is also fat with no cardio. So I will take Shamil Gaziev to get this one done by round 1 KO to ground and pound. That's what I'm going to go with. Next up, Mohammad Yahya versus Kaue Fernandes. I'm going to take Kaue Fernandes because Mohammad Yahya is terrible. He is so bad. Kaue Fernandes coming off a loss to Mark Jacasey. I don't really like that, but I think he's better than Mohammad Yahya. I would imagine Kaue Fernandes is probably a big favorite, and for good reason. I think he's going to get this one done. I will take Kaue Fernandes by KO over Mohammad Yahya in round 2, let's say. Sure. Moving up, last fight on the prelims, we got Alonzo Menifield versus Azamat Murzakanov. Undefeated Azamat Murzakanov taking on Alonzo Menifield. I'm going to take Alonzo Menifield, you know. Azamat Murzakanov, he's not super impressive. I haven't been super impressed by him. I don't know, man. Alonzo Menifield, he's got that power in his hands. He was getting outstruck by Dustin Jacoby. Oh, man. Ugh. He won that fight because of his power, and he just landed the bigger shots in every round to, like, get a knockdown to win that fight. Yeah, I'm going to go with Alonzo Menifield. I'm not super high on Azamat Murzakanov. I don't think he's that good. So yeah, I'll take I'll take Alonzo Menifield to get this one done by I'm going to say he KOs him in round 3. KO in round 3 for Alonzo Menifield. I'll take that, sure. Why not? Moving up, Joel Alvarez versus Elves Brenner. This is a fun fight, but I think Joel Alvarez is just better than Elves Brenner. I'm going to take Joel Alvarez. Again, I wish I could see the odds, but I'm going to take Joel Alvarez. He's very slick in the stand-up, very, very good in the grappling, dangerous submission artist. I just think, I don't know, Elves Brenner pushes the pace, so he could just walk down Joel Alvarez and beat him with his pace and pressure like he did to Guram. But I don't know. I think Joel Alvarez is going to be able to handle it and get Elves Brenner down, stop that pressure. And I could see this being a boring, like, 30-27, 29-28 decision where Joel Alvarez wins by control time, just holding Elves Brenner down. I don't know. I don't think he submits him. I'm going to take Joel Alvarez to get this one done by decision over Elves Brenner in what could potentially be a boring fight. But I am excited to watch it. I like both of those guys. However, I'm not excited to watch this. Mackenzie Dern versus Loopy Godinez. I think this is a no-brainer, honestly. Again, I don't know the odds. I'm going to take Loopy Godinez. Mackenzie Dern cannot strike, man. She is so awful in the stand-up. She is so bad. So awful. Her striking is terrible. Loopy Godinez is a pretty good striker. She has really good takedown defense. I don't think Mackenzie Dern's going to be able to take her down. And if Mackenzie Dern can't take her down, she doesn't even have, like, good takedown entries either. So if she can't take down Loopy Godinez with, like, a trip in the clinch or something like that, then I don't think she wins this fight. Or, I'm sorry, I don't think. There's no way she wins this fight. There's no way she outstrikes Loopy Godinez. Mackenzie Dern cannot strike. I think Loopy Godinez is just going to outstrike her and win a unanimous decision, dominant decision over Mackenzie Dern, who is just awful at fighting. So I'll take Loopy Godinez. Tony Ferguson versus Michael Chiesa. Tony Ferguson's a big underdog for a reason. The guy's lost, like, what, 7 fights in a row at this point? I don't even want to think about it. He's lost a lot of fights in a row. Michael Chiesa, though, he's awful. He's also old. He's never KO'd anyone in his entire life. This is just a retirement party. Michael Chiesa is probably going to beat Tony Ferguson. But I'm picking Tony Ferguson. Michael Chiesa, he is not Bobby Green. He is not Paddy Pimblett. He is not Beneil Dariush. You know, he's not even Nate Diaz. Michael Chiesa is none of those guys. He is not dangerous on the feet. I think Tony Ferguson can beat him, man. I really do. And I'm probably just coping. But Chiesa is not good. He's not good. I think Tony Ferguson, in the Nate Diaz fight where he got submitted. Oh, he did get submitted by Bobby Green. Fuck. I was going to say he just kind of threw himself in a submission against Nate Diaz, but he did get choked out by Bobby Green, who says grappling's for pussies, and that guy choked you out, so yikes. I don't care. I'm still going to pick Tony Ferguson, man. I just have this feeling. I had this feeling with Dominic Reyes, and I have this feeling with Tony Ferguson. I think he's going to get it done. I'm just going to do it. It's all a fluke anyway, so give me Tony Ferguson to get this one done over Michael Chiesa. I could just see it happening. I'm going to say he gets a Darce choke on Michael Chiesa and chokes him out. That's what I'll go with. Marlon Vera versus Davison Figueiredo. This one is a very easy one. What are the odds? I missed that. Davison Figueiredo is only a minus 162. Now, in my personal opinion, Davison Figueiredo should be a minus 400 favorite. Marlon Vera, man. I will stand by this. I've been saying this for years, and I'm glad Sean O'Malley proved me right. I was going to be so upset if he somehow fluked another win over Sean O'Malley. Marlon Vera is so overrated, man. He is just a KO fluke artist. He flukes a KO in fights he's losing. He's losing to Frankie Edgar. He's losing to Dominic Cruz, old man, and he flukes a KO. He flukes a win over Sean O'Malley with a perennial nerve kick that he could never recreate in a million years. And if he could, he would have done it in the rematch. He's just a fluke KO machine, man. He's just not good. I think Deiveson Figueiredo is going to use him as a punching bag. I think he's going to be too quick in the stand-up. I think he's going to just pick apart Marlon Vera. And I could see him mixing in the takedowns, taking down Marlon Vera. I think he's going to dominate Marlon Vera. I think he's going to win a dominant decision. 30-27. Give me Deiveson Figueiredo over Marlon Chito Vera. Moving up, co-main event for whatever ungodly reason. Shara Bullet is a co-main event over Marlon Vera and Deiveson Figueiredo, but whatever. It's Abu Dhabi, so it makes sense. Shara Magomedov versus Mikhail Oleksiejczuk. He's already back. I thought he at least dislocated something in his arm against Kevin Holland. Apparently not, but his arm looked severely mangled, very disfigured. So I don't know how he walked away with no injuries. But he's back already, and this is an interesting fight because Mikhail Oleksiejczuk, he is a good boxer. And he struggles when guys take him down and submit him. That's where he's at his worst. He did rock and drop Kevin Holland. He's got good striking, but he's fighting another guy who is also striking, So he's not going to have to worry about the takedowns from Shara Bullet. But I just think, I think Shara Bullet's just going to be too quick with the kicks, man. His kicks are just too quick. And Mikhail is a good boxer, but I don't think he's going to be able to get into boxing range against Shara Bullet. I think Shara Bullet's just going to keep him at range with those kicks, that teep to the body, the roundhouse to the body. He's going to snap it up to the head super quick. I think he's just going to pick apart Mikhail Oleksiejczuk. I don't think Shara Bullet's going to lose to a striker. I think he's going to lose to a grappler. Unless he gets to the top of the sport, then he could lose to a high-level striker. But at this middle of the pack level of middleweight, he's not going to lose to a pure striker. So I'm going to take Shara Bullet to get this one done. I don't know if he finishes him. I'm going to say he gets it done by decision over Mikhail Oleksiejczuk. He's pretty tough. He's a pretty hard guy to finish. So give me Shara Bullet by decision. And now we got the main event. Cory Sandhagen taking on Umar Nurmagomedov. Umar's a pretty big favorite. Minus 250 for Umar Nurmagomedov. And I'm going to use the same principle that I used when picking against Ikram Alaskarov. Could Umar go out there and beat Cory Sandhagen? Yeah, he could. Absolutely. He's 17-0. He's very talented. However, I'm not going to pick you to beat Cory Sandhagen, who has been at the top of the division for a long, long time, when you have no ranked wins and you got dropped by a guy making his UFC debut in your last fight. You could be good. You could be. He could be the next future champion of bantamweight. Absolutely. But until he proves it to me, I'm not going to pick him to beat a guy who has been at the top of the division for a long, long time. He's fought the best of the best. I'm not going to pick him to lose to a guy who has no ranked wins. So I'm going to take Cory Sandhagen to get it done by decision over Umar Nurmagomedov. Yeah, I'll stand by Cory Sandhagen. Until Umar proves that he can hang with the top of the division, I'm not going to pick him. So yeah, I've got to see him beat Sandhagen, or at least make it a close competitive fight. Even if he loses, if it's close and competitive, then I'll think about picking him again in higher level matchups. I'd probably pick him against Marlon Vera because he's terrible. But if he has a close fight with Sandhagen and he hangs in there, then he proves that he belongs at the top of the division at least. He doesn't even have to win. But I just haven't seen anything from Umar yet to pick him to beat a guy like Cory Sandhagen. So Cory Sandhagen, like I said, he's got the experience. He's fought the who's who of the division. Been here for a long time. Arguably deserves a title shot. So I think he's going to beat Umar Nurmagomedov. I'm going to say he gets this one done by decision over Umar in Abu Dhabi. And those are my picks for UFC Fight Night Abu Dhabi, Sandhagen versus Nurmagomedov. Let me know what you agree with, what you disagree with. Who do you think is getting it done in the main event? Yeah, let me know what you guys think, and I will see you next time.